Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, for today's topic, we're going to be talking about how you should give yourself praise, learning how to give yourself praise. Now, I came up with this topic, or I decided to talk about this while I was in the gym, and what triggered this was because I was talking to my therapist today, and she was kind of just like letting me know I got a new therapist. So, this one is black. She's like queer. I don't know if she's lesbian or if she is bisexual, but she's queer. She's in the LGBTQ alphabet family, but I wasn't really sure. I'd never really asked her what part of that alphabet she was in, and I just feel like, why does it matter? Just know that she's queer, period. And basically, I wanted a black gay man because I just feel like I'm black, I'm gay, and I'm a man. So I feel like a lot of the things that I'm dealing with, that someone who's also been through the same thing or someone who's like me would be able to like help me and like guide me more. This is my second therapist, by the way. I just felt like my first therapist, yeah, we talked for like a year and a half, but I just felt like I needed a therapist. Like I needed to go back. It's been like 4 months since my last therapy session with my old therapist, but I just felt like I needed to go back and like do it again because a couple weeks ago I was like super down and I needed to like talk to someone outside of my phone and like YouTube. Like you guys are great, but I felt like I also needed to go back. So I wanted a black gay man, but I got something even better. I got a black gay woman. So this was like our third session. So we're still getting to know each other. And so today we kind of talked about my past and like becoming out of the closet and my struggles with my friends and my family and like my spiritual psychosis and the psychedelics and the drugs and stuff like that. And one thing about me and the whole like therapy session, I've learned and I've heard how like a lot of people, they do therapy, but they lie to their therapist. And I'm like, what's the point? Like, are you just going to therapy so you can say you're going to therapy, or you just, it doesn't make sense. Why are you going to a therapist and lying? Me personally, I be telling my therapist everything, and I do be a little scared. I do get scared, don't get me wrong. I do get a little hesitant, I get a little worried, but it's like, I mean, like, I'm very, like, I'm itching to sue someone. You know, like I kind of, part of me wants to really sue and like make money. So I feel like if God forbid, unless like it's a situation where I'm harming myself or other people and like I hear my story somehow, some way, give me all the money because I will be taking you to court, right? So yeah, I got a gay woman and I'm super excited, but I was telling her about my life and everything. And she was just like, you're so resilient. You're so resilient. I just hear you talk and I just like, damn, like you would not know you are someone who has like been through this. And I make it very clear when I'm talking to my therapist, not just how I feel like I've been treated and like the way I feel like people handle my situation, but also what I did. And I don't want to ever feel like I'm blaming other people and I'm not taking accountability for my actions, because I feel like it takes two to tango. And I think that's where the frustration comes with my story, is like I'm able to look at my past, I'm able to take accountability. I'm like, yes, I did this, I reacted this way, I should have reacted better, I should have handled it better. But then on the other hand, there's like people who aren't taking accountability, who aren't able to sit down and be like, oh yes, this is where I feel like I could have handled it better. This is where I could have made him feel like I was trustworthy or he can trust me. Even though like at that time, there's not much you could have done to like gain my trust, because I feel like a lot of people that I pushed away, I already seen them do things in the past or do things that made me feel like they weren't trustworthy. So I just wasn't out here not trusting people, maybe, but I just feel like truthfully there were people who did things and it came up to the surface due to like the psychedelics, where it's like, oh my God, I was seeing things. I'm like, damn, you did that. And I just brushed it off because I didn't think it was a big deal. But deep down, it's like, that is a big deal, because why would you do that to me? Like, I would never treat you that way. I would never, and I was no walk in the park. Don't get me wrong, I was no walk in the park. So that's why it's kind of like a little wishy-washy or whatever. But she was just like, yeah, you're very resilient. And when people, I know I'm resilient. I know I'm a very strong person. I know I'm very resilient. But for me, when I think about it, anytime I have a feeling of, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, or I get that feeling of like joy, I'm proud of myself, like you don't know how strong you are, you don't know how far you've come, you don't know what you've overcome and what you've been through, I don't allow it to really settle, and I don't allow myself to really feel it deeply, because I get afraid of when the other shoe's gonna drop. I'm trying not to say like, because I feel like I've already been saying a lot of like, so I'm trying to watch the amount of likes that I say. But I feel as if I don't allow myself to really sit in that and feel that and be proud of myself, because I get afraid of the other shoe dropping. And so hearing her say these things, it's like, fuck, I just said like, it's as if I'm a little uncomfortable. I feel as if, no, I'm saying as if a lot, fuck. I feel as though, I feel uncomfortable, and I know this about myself, but for some reason, just allowing myself to hear from another person is just uncomfortable. It's like, don't say that to me. You know, like, you are just saying that to be nice. I'm not a good person. Like, I feel like sometimes I am not a good person. So that's another thing that I was dealing with, or I've been dealing with, is just, I never feel like I'm a good person. I always feel as if everything that I do is an act, it's not real. Even when I try to come off genuine, even when I try to be a good person and be authentic, it just comes out, it just makes me feel I'm doing it for show. I'm doing it because I feel as though if I'm not like this, then I'm gonna get some type of karma for not being like that. I will allow people to treat me as a doormat because I feel as though like I've done things in the past that I'm dealing with karmically right now, to me, you know? So I don't have room to make any mistakes. I don't have room to treat anyone a certain type of way because how I've behaved in the past, and I don't want any more karma. So that's what I'm dealing with, and I don't give myself praise. And today in the gym, I was just feeling that you have to learn how to give yourself praise. You have to be okay with giving yourself praise. And another topic that I want to talk about is when you go through like a spiritual awakening, when you try to open your third eye, when you're like seeing the veil and just seeing like reality isn't what it seems sometimes, or maybe all the time, I don't really know. When you are going through that process, you hear a lot that like you're nothing, you're dust, like you're from the cosmos, you're just consciousness, right? You're not your name, you're not your body, you're not your personality, you are just a being. Like me, I'm just a body. I don't have, all those other things are just earthly attachments. Those are just things that allow me to navigate through life. But that's not really who I am. I'm just consciousness. I'm just awareness. I'm just someone witnessing everything that's going on around me. But I'm not the feelings. I'm not the thoughts. I'm not my name. I am not my body, right? I guess. Yeah, I don't really know. That one is a little iffy, but you get what I'm trying to say. And with that, it takes away the ego that you're not special, bitch. Like, you're just awareness. There's nothing crazy. There's nothing special about it, but that's not true. That is not true, and that's not true because I am someone, like I was telling my therapist today, I'm someone who, she gave me homework last session. So the homework was to journal about why it's important for people to like me, why I think it's important for people to like me. And although I didn't journal it, I thought about it, and I came up with the understanding that I want people to like me because I like people. So when I like people and people don't like me, I get a little, why don't you like me? What did I do? What's wrong with me? You know? So it's important for people to like me, or I put people liking me on a pedestal because I like people, right? And I'm able to see the beauty in people. I'm able to see someone with talent and be like, you should be doing something with that. I'm able to see someone's personality. You have a great personality. You have great energy. I like the way you do this and that and the third. Like, even if I don't say that to you, and I try to make it my duty to compliment people and make people feel good about themselves, even if I don't like you, or I just like, it's hard for me if like I don't like you, if I feel some type of way about you. One thing about me, if you're pretty, you're pretty. Like, if you have a certain type of vibe, you have a certain type of vibe. Even if you don't like me and like I don't necessarily know how I feel about you, I just can't pretend like, you know how some people would just be like, oh, that person's ugly, but they're not really ugly, you just don't like them, right? That's not, I try to, at least I don't want that to be me. So I'm able to see the beauty in others, I'm able to see the specialness in others, and if you are able to see the specialness in other people, bitch, you should be able to see the specialness in you. Like, oh, awareness is nothing special about awareness. That's not true. Like, you seeing everything, although for me, like, this candle is just a candle, it's just light. I think there might be a cooler way of seeing that candle, like, oh my God, that's a candle, that's fire, like, I'm living on earth right now. You know what I'm saying? There's something special about being. There's something special about being, just being. There's something special about that. You're able to see the specialness in a whole bunch of other people. That's just a reflection of you. So you are special and you're allowed to say and think you are so. Don't make yourself feel small because spirituality and everything will say, oh yeah, I think that's a very important part. Having a groundedness about it. Like, I feel like when you ground yourself and you're like, okay, I'm nothing. I'm just consciousness, I'm just awareness. I feel like that's when you can kind of have a more grounded understanding of feeling special and you seeing yourself as special, but also seeing everybody around you as such. You know, everybody as a mirror, everybody as an extension of yourself, everyone as God, right? Seeing yourself as God's child and seeing everybody as God's child as well. There is something special in that. So I think it's really annoying because when I was in the gym, there was a lot more things I wanted to dive into in this conversation, in this topic, but I think maybe I'm just gonna not dive into it right now because I don't really feel it. Like, I don't feel usually when I'm talking, I can kind of like feel like, okay, I'm gonna get into this right now, but I'm just gonna let it go and let that feeling go and just stick with this message that, like, you are allowed to feel special. You should praise yourself and you should not wait for human beings to praise you and acknowledge you. That's a lesson for me. That is something that I'm learning, to love myself, understand myself, forgive myself, see myself, feel myself, not waiting for people to like acknowledge me and compliment me and make me feel like, oh, I'm so proud of you, but also being able to take the compliment, being able to being able to not be suspicious of other people's compliments and praise, because sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah, you're just saying that because you want me to, you know what I mean? Because there's something in the Bible, I can't remember what the verse is, but there's something in the Bible that people will use. Have you ever been in an argument with someone and then they're like, you're talking about something that is very important and they try to distract you? They'll just compliment you, oh, you're so pretty, or like, oh, I just really like what you're doing with your hair, trying to distract you from like what the issue is, what you're talking about. That's what people do with compliments, and that people have done that to me. So when people are like, oh, I'm just like, yeah, thank you. To me, it's not anything that I let it go to my head anymore. I make, oh, I'm so special, because I already give that to myself now, or at least I'm trying to. It's not every day, it's not easy. Sometimes I'll be feeling that great. Sometimes it's like a little different. But for the most part, whether someone gives me a compliment, it doesn't matter. It won't affect me. And if you don't give me a compliment, that doesn't affect me, because I've already spoken to myself in the mirror. This mirror, I've already looked at myself and I've already had a conversation with myself on what the vibes are, how I feel about myself, what's going on. You know, like, that's just what it is. Not waiting for people to give you acknowledgement, not waiting for anyone to make you feel special. Make yourself feel special. Like, this is your world, this is your life. It's no one's responsibility to make you happy. Do not rely on people to make you happy, because you'll be disappointed sometimes. You will be disappointed. I've been disappointed, you know, and it's fine. Like, I have to get over it. It sucks because I was talking to my therapist about everything, about my past, my relationships and everything, everything. And I was just, as I'm telling her, I'm like, girl, this is too long. Like, I wanted to stop. And at the end of the therapy session, she was like, thank you so much for telling me this, because she saw that I did not want to talk about this. Like, I kept saying like, oh girl, this is too much. And I was waiting for her to just be like, oh, it's okay, then we don't have to. She was just there. I'm like, I don't want to talk. Like, I didn't even say I don't want to talk. I was just like, oh, this is just too much. Like, girl, because the story was long, bitch. Long. Like, I'm starting from like Genesis to like what's Revelations, the Bible. Like, I'm telling her a long story, and it's not even over because I'm still going. I'm still living. Long. I didn't want to tell her, and she was like, thank you so much for telling me, because I can tell that it was draining to talk about. Yes, it's 100% draining to talk about my past and continuously living in the past and like trying to unravel. Here we go. Trying to unravel everything that happened, trying to make sense of everything, and like understanding like, yes, bitch, I fucked up in several ways. I did things that I shouldn't. I reacted to things I could have been better in this area, in that area, but not understanding how other people aren't able to be like, sit down and be like, he was going like, what did I do for him to believe I wasn't trustworthy. What did I say? Because then it makes me feel like, damn, have you guys always thought like I was this shitty person? Like, you didn't even care to give me the benefit of the doubt? I was on psychedelic drugs. And again, it's hard for me to speak on this because I feel embarrassed, one, of the past. And then two, it's like, why am I not over it? Why am I not over it? But it's like, I'm not over it because there's a lot of, like, for people, I feel like maybe people feel like they have closure, but I don't have closure because I don't have anyone to really sit down and talk about like, okay, this, you know? So to me, it's still very much like an open thing. And you know, when you have a friend who keeps talking about the same situation, that's how I feel about me and like talking to you guys about the situation. Because, and that's why I just love the fact that like I'm able to do this as my way of releasing, even though sometimes I'm like, God, I don't want to do this. Just let me keep my emotions to myself. Just let me keep my feelings to myself. I don't want to share it. And people, I feel like sometimes people would be thinking like, why is he putting all his business out there? Girl, trust me, if I could do it, if I could find another way, I would. But this is my way. So for me, I like it because I'm able to sit here and I can like talk about it until I'm over it. Because at some point, I'm not gonna want to talk about it anymore. I pray. I will get the closure of just like, you know what, fuck it. Like, we're just gonna move on, we're just gonna do us. We're not gonna worry about them, we're not gonna worry about the past. Like, it happened, move on. They don't wanna understand and see things from your POV, let it go, right? So that's just where I am right now, where it's just, it's not something before, it used to be a lot worse, right? But now I'm seeing it from more of a place of like, I'm not wrong for feeling how I feel, for feeling like I deserve some type of justice, and also being okay with being okay with the thought that like I could possibly be a victim, because I don't like to see myself as a victim. But I think the issue with seeing yourself as a victim is staying in that victim mindset, right? So it's okay if I am the victim, but don't allow that to be all that you are. Don't allow that to be your story. Because if that's the case, everybody on this earth is a fucking victim of something, somehow, some way. Everybody's a victim of something. But that's not, you can't live that way. Because at the same time, nobody gives a fuck. Everybody got shit going on, you know? And that's why I love this, because I don't have to worry about expressing this to people and talking about like I don't have to worry about meeting new people and be like, let me trauma dump on you, because I have somewhere where I can trauma dump, whether anybody listens, whether they don't listen. I know that I've removed it from here and I put it somewhere else, and now I'll let the universe handle it. Being okay with how I feel, sitting in my feelings and validating my feelings, because I feel like I've been gaslit a lot. I feel like I've been gaslit. I feel like it's so hard for me to trust my intuition and be okay with validating my feelings, because I've always somehow never been tried to address something, tried to talk to someone about something and be like, yes, you're right. Like, I hear you and I apologize if I made you feel that way. I don't know if anyone has really ever sat down and apologized to me for anything. Whether before my whatever, I don't think anybody has ever been like, damn, I could have done this better. No. But to me, I'm always the one apologizing. Always trying to be the bigger person. Always, I'm sorry, I did. Always feeling it. And it irritates me, but sometimes, not to sound egoic or whatever, but sometimes I be feeling like it's okay, because it's part of my journey, it's part of my story. You know, that's why I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll be the bigger person because maybe there's something to it. But sometimes I really be like, no, fuck them. Fuck that shit. Assholes. That's how I be feeling. Assholes. And I feel like if the roles were reversed and I was someone who I was close with, friends or family-wise, I think if roles were reversed, I would be there for that person somehow, some way. You know, it's really hard because that's not the situation. But yeah, I am ready to move on. But you know, like there's just some things that I just don't understand and it doesn't make sense, and maybe it's not going to make sense, you know? And this video is getting to that point where like I feel a little cringe. So I'm gonna end it because it's just like, okay, now what? Like, so I don't want it to be that. And I still didn't talk about the things that I was dealing with in the gym or what I was really feeling in the gym. I because it's not doing me like how it was doing me in the gym. I think I was able to release it while I was working out, and maybe it might come up and I'll talk about it later. But I think the whole gist, in conclusion, learn how to give yourself praise, learn how to validate yourself, learn how to validate your feelings, your emotions, sit with them, feel them, be okay. Like if you have something, if you're feeling some type of way, it's okay that you're feeling this way. Tell yourself it's okay that you feel this way. You are okay to feel this way. That doesn't mean if you're wrong, you shouldn't figure it out or like just not care about the other person's feelings if there are other people involved. But learn how to be okay with like understanding yourself and being okay with how you feel and not waiting for people to validate yourself, and also standing firm in what you believe and what you think. This is how you feel, this is what you think, this is what you believe, whatever. And that's also a slippery slope, because you should also be like able to change your mind and be okay with changing your mind and changing like how you see things and feel about things, because things change, you know? So don't just be like stubborn and be like, oh, this is it, Be okay with like being wrong and just be okay with that, you know? That's something I'm dealing with, like being okay with just being wrong. I kept saying I didn't want to say like so many times, but I ended up saying like so many goddamn times. Whatever, it's fine, we'll get better. I think the last time I made a video was 2 weeks ago. I told myself I was gonna start being more consistent, but that's just not the case. I'm just gonna make videos as it flows through. This was one of those videos where I was like, okay, let's talk about this. Like, let's sit down, let's make a video. So yeah, I'm back in therapy and I like my therapist. She's Black and she's gay, and I love. I hope it keeps going good, but I think this is gonna be good. I think this is going to be better than my first go around. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to. We still have a lot of work to do, but I think, because I'm also doing where therapy is like once a week, but you're still doing work throughout the week somehow, some way. You might not be conscious of it, but like you're continuously trying to get better. Even if you don't, like you're not always aware. So I keep going to the gym. I've been going to the gym for like 2 months now, about 2 months now, and I'm so irritated because I love food. So it's really hard. Like I can see myself like gaining muscles and stuff like that, but my fat is not going away because I keep eating and I love to eat. And even when I think I'm not eating that much, bitch, I'm eating. And you'd be surprised how fast your calorie count can go up. Okay, at one point I was only eating 2 like sausage links, and then maybe I'll eat like 3 or 4 fried eggs, and then I would eat like a parfait. That would be it throughout the whole day. And I was thinking like that was good, that was like below 2,000 calories, but for some reason I'm still feeling big, I'm still looking big, and I just have to be consistent and continue to just keep working at it. But bitch, I was looking at myself in the mirror today and I was just so irritated, like why am I still big? Why is my stomach still looking like this? I feel like my face is like slimming down, because my face is like one of the things that like, it's just puffy and big and round, and I just want it to be like slim. I just want my face to be slim. And I know I'm like cute and adorable, but that's like, just want my face to be like slim and whatnot, and like, okay, no, that looks bad because it's like, but it's like, I just want it to be whatever. That's how I want it to be. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I have some homework that I need to do because we're at the last week. I have finals this week. Today is Friday. I have finals all of next week, and I have one more assignment for one of my classes, and I was debating if I wanted to do it. So I think I'm gonna do it just why not? And yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. We're almost at the finish line, We're gonna get into that in another video at some point, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later in the next video. Who knows when that is. Peace. Oh wait.